Hello and welcome back to the Babenbergs. We are currently getting ready for a potential war on Frontenhausen within the next year or so. At least that's my goal. What I'm really hoping is that we can get this person to be killed, thereby allowing us to attack Frontenhausen with Bohemia plus Augsburg. That would be my ideal. If we can't get that to happen, well, I don't really know what our plan is at that point. I guess we probably just roll the dice and go for it. I mean, Augsburg, Innsbruck and Frontenhausen will be there very quickly, so probably we raise our troops and we run to Bohemia and we hope that they aren't busy. I think that's our main plan if this doesn't work, so yeah. Let's unpause and let's let things go. Actually, before we unpause, we can station a men-at-arms unit. I'm going to station it there. We have one men-at-arms unit and we have one holding in which it can be stationed. Seems like a pretty straightforward thing. Also, let me just check something with our land here. Castle, city, temple. What I was checking was whether, well, if it had multiple holdings like this, so if we had two castles, I was seeing whether we could revoke something for some extra land. We do not, so that's the end of that plan, basically. I think I might go to speed 5 here, but ooh. To my vassal, as an influential count, it is only fair you have a voice in my council. In recognition of this fact, I hereby offer you the position of Steward of Bavaria. Well, I will definitely take that because we get a bonus with it. We get 1 tax a month, which is actually insane at this level because it effectively doubles our income, which is great. We also get 5% domain taxes, which is almost nothing because our domain is 2.6 as a base, which is 5% of 2.6, which is not a very large amount of money. Lowered building construction cost is kind of fine, and the monthly stewardship lifestyle is kind of fine if we're in stewardship, but really the tax is the huge thing right now. Obviously, as you get further through the game, like the value of these things goes up a lot, but for us right now, this might fund our next war, especially if we can get some mercenaries or something. Hey, learn language success. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Saxon language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering notation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Duke Otto's accent. I'm sure that he would be impressed by my results. And of course, Saxon peasants now respect me a great deal more. So I feel accomplished, or perhaps I should send a letter to him. Now the letter's probably not going to go very well, so I'll just be accomplished. But if I go and have a look at Duke Otto here, so Otto of Bavaria, we'll see probably in here that, yeah, there you go. The negative for cultural acceptance has gone down because we can speak his language, which is cool. Just on that, maybe we should speak the language of our friend, which is Czechoslovakian, I assume, because I think we already speak High German. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to speak the language of our friend for no other particular reason than I want to. So that's what we're going to do. Right. And now we wait. We have to wait until we get at least 10 keys, I think, and then we can start looking at our scheme. Scheme at court. My spy master has come to me with grave news. While we do not know who, somebody is plotting to kill my caravan master Hildegard. Does she not have a rival? Yeah, I'm going to take a stab in the dark. It's my nephew Heinrich. Heinrich, knock it off. Stop trying to murder Hildegard. It just means I have to, like, manage you, and I don't really want to. So it's fine. And we're at 10. Okay, so 10 means that we can fire this with an additional 5% bonus. That means that we could, in theory, fire this with 50% chance. A 50-50 for murdering Hedwig. Do we want to do it? It's an interesting proposition. I don't know. Okay, so let's say that we don't do this now. What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for 15 keys? 15 keys would give us an extra 10%. Okay. And that'd be another 5 cycles. So another 5 cycles would be an extra, well, 10% on that effectively, plus, yeah, like 12% or something, right? So we're going to end up at 52% with a plus 10, which would then allow us to go up to 62%. Do I like 62% more than 50? I guess so, yeah. If we don't do that, what are we doing? So if we don't do 62%, we would then effectively do the same thing and would be at roughly our max with an additional 5% on top. So we'd be at 15% more. So we're talking about being at 90%. I like 90% a lot more. The only problem is, for us to get to 90%, we would need to wait 150, like 300 days. So we'll need to wait effectively a year. Are we okay waiting a year? I think I am. Yeah, I think I'm okay waiting a year. I think I would prefer to have the guaranteed chance if we're going to do it. Even with the risk that we get discovered. I think that that's still going to end up being better for us. Ooh, who's at war? Now I'm just curious. There's no reason for us to care. A war against the Tourney. Ah, okay, so this is one in Swavia. Okay, cool. That's fine. And let's go to speed 5. The Dark Cave. One of the children at court, Seal, has taken the wooden warrior of a younger girl and thrown it into a nearby cave. I think we've had this one before, but it was a different thing. My ward was there and saw all happen. Siegfried flew into a fit of rage and beat Seal bloody. This didn't help the younger girl, who started crying even more. It seems that Siegfried has trouble controlling his anger. So this is Siegfried, my guest and ward. Ah, yes, we did have this one before because we made him stubborn before. But now he got the same event and we can't make him stubborn because he's already stubborn. So we can make him brave or wrathful. Wrathful will mean that people will like him less. And it won't stress me out. I'm going to make you wrathful. Did he actively just grow in size there? Weird. I guess it's because he hit 12 years of age. But yes. Okay. Learning on the job. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little scheme, Kuno is probably not the absolute most skilled. Still, he's clearly applying himself, determined not to let my efforts go to waste, with the aim of improving his skill in matters of intrigue. Bettering yourself is costly, but it helps us all in the end. So I can... is intrigue... or sorry, Gunbert's intrigue... wait. Gudsbert's intrigue has gone up. Why is Guntberg's intrigue gone up? Is he even in the scheme? No. No, yes he is. He's my assassin. I don't think his intrigue went up. Okay, anyway. I think this should say Kuno down here. But anyway, that's fine. So, we can try and increase his intrigue even further. At 22%. Credit goes naturally to our mastermind. So... every agent in the murder scheme likes me better, or the plan goes well and we just gain 20 days of progress, plus the 2 extra intrigue, which should mean that our time is less per phase, right? It's not. So maybe it did give him 2? I don't think it did. I don't think it gave anyone intrigue looking at this, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, unless it did give Guntbert the extra intrigue like it says, but why would Guntbert get the intrigue? Because he's not involved in the event. Anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm going to take the plan goes well because I think 20 days of progress is huge. Yeah. See, that moves us right to the end of this phase, which is great. So we're at 56% right now. I think I got my maths wrong. Yeah, so there's 15. So we're at 56, which means that if we fire this here, we end up at 66. I wasn't that far off. Yeah, we want to continue waiting. Okay. Ooh. Grand tournament? Can I go? Yes. And it's held by my, oh, fantastic. It's held by my cousin. So he's doing a wrestling into a duel into a ceremony. Yeah, I'll join. Oh. I probably don't want to go over the mountains if I can help it, but I'll join. Wait, is there a way to go there without going over a mountain? I guess I could go to this one here, which is a slightly less dangerous mountain. Yeah, but then I have to go through more of this. I might have to pay for some travel options. That might be our best option here. But yeah, let's not go through the very, very dangerous mountains. So do I need forest? Yeah, so I need somebody to help me with forest. So we're going to grab a forest guide for 2 gold. That helps a lot. And then a mountaineer. Yeah, I think that seems ideal. I think spending 4 gold to not die is probably a great investment. Right. Let's go. Okay. Chop chop. The massive chopping block in the middle of the logging camp of Babenberg has seen much use. It looks like it's always been there even before man walked this earth. My shoulders are tense, my forearm trembles slightly from the built-up stress as I approach the magnificent wooden trunk. I carefully place a piece of discarded timber at the podium. In one swift motion I raise my axe. So I can go whack, and this one means that I can lose stress, gain sore muscles for 5 years, or become maimed. I thought there was an outcome of this that allowed you to lose your leg. But maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe you need to have even lower prowess than we have, or already have an injury or something. But the other option is nothing bad happens to you. Really in this one, every time I look at it, I'm like, why would you click the top option? I mean, you lose some stress, sure, but I'd rather, like, not be maimed. Anyway, I'm going to choose the bottom option. Bovine Bounty. The journey through Luchenberg unveils sprawling pastures dotted with cattle. As my retinue pauses at the edge of a verdant field, the herdsman approaches. Cheerfully strumming his lute, he grants a broad smile in greeting. "My lord," he begins, "these beasts are the pride of our province. Will you join me to witness our labor, restock your supplies, or perhaps partake of our famous Luchenberg blue cheese?" Okay. So we can get herding instincts for 10 years. Ignore the county fertility stuff because that doesn't apply to us. So building construction down, development growth up. I'm not a huge fan of this because we don't really have a lot of flat development growth, I assume. Although we can have a look and prove it. So we have 1.85 from us actively developing our holding. We get a little bit from neighbors. But we're already at the existing development penalty. By that, it means that... Where are we? It's not our armillary sphere in this one. Maybe it's not even on this one. Sorry, I'm trying to... Ah, there we go. County has now reached the maximum development penalty at 35 development, it claims, for Bavarian culture. Wait a second. The maximum... Oh, never mind. I understand. So we've hit an existing development penalty, but we're not at the max that existing development penalty could be. Now, that existing development penalty only applies, I believe, if you're developing the county, as in if you have your steward doing that job. If you don't have your steward doing that job, it doesn't apply at all. But right now we're getting 1.4 as our base, so 15% of 1.4 is what we would get here. So it's not a very high number, right? Like, it's barely a number that's going to register. So that's how much development growth we'd get. And remember that you need 100 development growth to get 1 development. And 1 development is, I think it's 0.5 levies and 0.5 taxes, but one of them goes up every, or at least one of them shows every 1 development and one shows every 2 development. But I'm guessing what's actually happening is that levies show you the exact percentage and then taxes only show you when it goes up by a whole percent. Let me see if I can find one that's someone who's not on 10 development. Okay, not on an even number of development, please. Is there anybody? There we go, 9. Perfect. Do you see this? So you got levies at 4.5% and taxes at 4%. I don't know whether this is actually 4% or whether this is just rounded to 4. And the other one is showing you the actual number to 1 decimal place. Yeah. And whether this is actually 4.5 or whether it goes up to 5 on the next one. But anyway, that's what development is. So what we're saying is that we would get a very small amount towards the monthly change, of which I need 100 of them to get 0.5% levies and 0.5% taxes, which would be 0.5% of this tax number. Which is, yeah, not a lot. It's, yeah, like 0.1. Which, so, you know, it's a very long-term option to choose that one. What about the next one? Extra supplies. So extra travel safety, we get well fed, and every entourage member gets well fed. That shouldn't matter for us. We don't need the health boost, and we already made sure travel was safe. We get aged cheese as an artifact, where we must make haste. Well, I don't need to make haste, so I guess we're getting the aged cheese then. Wonderful. Aged cheese. Small health boost, but makes people dislike us. Okay, so we won't equip it right now, but it's probably worth equipping eventually. Right now, if we have a look at someone like you, maybe? Should have an attraction bonus. We have no attraction bonus. I guess we have no attraction bonus whatsoever right now. But if I was to equip the aged cheese, we would see that on you, aged cheese is -5. But I believe it might be when you're 50, that wears off. So effectively, there is no attraction bonus, and then we'd only have the health boost, which is kind of when you need the health boost anyway. So, good for later. That's what we'll say with that one. Danger. This is fine. So this is the one where Gutenberg is ill, and we choose the Heinrich option that makes us not be ill. Okay, we've seen that one already. Tournament arrival. I've arrived at the site of the tournament here in Pisek. Though not all the revelers have arrived, throngs of people wander through the colourful surroundings, all looking forward to the forthcoming displays of skill and prowess. There's no time to lose. I must begin preparing. I must be victor at absolutely any cost. Actually, I don't think our goal is to triumph. I don't think this is a guy who's going to triumph. I think our goal is to recruit. We seek powerful knights. We're about to go to war. We need the best knights that we can get. So what are the options here? County control popular opinion. Test your faith. Beat the other contestants or sabotage them. Get new artifacts. Go to the tourney grounds, increasing your progress to victory, or tavern. Chance to reduce your stress. Let's try the village first. I don't know. I never go for village. Pretty much my normal thing here is I go tourney, artisan quarters, and I just spam between those two. Let's try some of the other ones. This is kind of the point of this playthrough, is to try things that I normally wouldn't. So let's do village. Back alley. The locals at Pisek seem equally interested in the tournament as the nobles attending it. Some have improvised temporary shops in the ground floor of their houses, and the bowls of stew smell delicious. Above all, the revelry and the chatter, I hear some more violent noises coming from one of the alleys. As I approach it, I observe what seems to be a peasant brawl, but one of them is more skilled than the rest. And say, hey you're my knight now. Just out of nowhere. So he's got 11 prowess. How good are our knights? Let's try and quantify that before we go in. So, our knights are 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 7, 2. So, only the top 4 are actually knights right now. So, 10 and 9. Okay then, so this guy would be our best knight, but not by a lot. Those are some impressive moves, let me study them, or what are you looking at? We get calm streets. So I don't care about the control growth whatsoever, and that would stress me out. So we have the option between potentially recruiting this guy. Okay, is he good at anything else? He's kind of okay at he's pretty good at stewardship. He's also got scholar in here. Or I get an increase to my score. I mean, all we're losing is 75. Oh no, I can't lose the prestige. If I lose the prestige, we can't declare war because we'll be on negative prestige. I have to choose the middle option. At least it means we qualify for wrestling, but that's okay. Right. I'm also paying attention out here because this is very near done. So when is that? That's in 36 days. Okay, 36 days. How long is it to the next thing? 45 days. Okay. And how long is it to the next one of these? It is 17 days. Okay. Trying to keep them all in my head. So we go to 28 days. Let's go to the tavern. The Red Coin. I'm making my way back from the privy, winding my way between two tents, only for a hand to be clapped firmly across my mouth from behind. Be quiet when I let you speak. Can you do that? My muffled acquiescence satisfies the voice, and I spin on my heels to find a stranger in unusual garb. A small item is instantly pressed into my hand. I need this to be looked after. It is of great importance to me. I shall return for it. If I do not, a strangely weary smile flits across the stranger's mouth. Then consider it my gift to you. I look down. Nestled within my palm is a golden but curiously red coin. It lies there dully, somewhat warm to the touch. So I will keep this for you. I want nothing of this. I guess I'll keep the 1 gold for you. We are so that says 36 days, but that's not what I actually want to know. I want to know, yeah, so it's 18 days to the next phase. So when this hits 10, we can do that, and in 20 days I can go to the next locale. Okay. So we will wait here till this hits 10. There we go. So we now have our 20 scheme advantages. Do we want to fire this now? So 20, are we getting less than, no, it's still 2.7. I guess I just added everything wrong. That's fine. So 20 gives us an additional 15% chance. So instead of our 69%, we would go up to 84%. Or we can keep going. 84 is pretty good. I think I'm going to fire that at 84. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to cover every angle. It's actually 20%? 5, 10, 20? Oh, okay. I thought this was 15 for some reason, because I thought it went up in 5s, but I guess it doubles each time. Anyway, 20%. That gives us 89%. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's only 5% off what it could be. Let's go. Overwhelmed by stress. Alright. Scheme successful. Countess Hedvig is finally dead. A thorn in my side no longer, thank God. Gunbert's hireling executed our plan perfectly. In the dead of night, the man snuck through a gap, scouted in the roaming patrols, let himself into our quarry's chamber with a stolen key, and brought Hedvig's wretched existence to a wet, gurgling end. Unfortunately, someone, somewhere, slipped up and let my involvement in the crime be known. At least I can console myself with the fact that Countess Hedvig is worse off than I am. I'm now known as a murderer. Eek, that's not great. I wouldn't say that's fantastic for us. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, you dislike me a little bit, huh? Are you by any chance at the same thing I am? Oh no, you're at the papacy. Ah, lovely. So while I'm murdering your wife, you're speaking to the Pope. That's good. That's good. Mental break. Coming home to roost. Also, I should have it paused because we should actually go back into here and do an event. As I walk across my court, frustrated, many of my courtiers seem to be droning on and on about some problem they are having in Rothenburg. On days like these, when their words have become a dull, irksome buzzing in my ears, I feel like hanging the lot. Something about the discussion sounds familiar. Was that not my plan? Is this my fault? Say, I swear to God I'll punch someone. I become irritable. Maybe a new cloak would make me feel better. I can't afford it. Or just mindless chatter. I think I just have to take the stress hit. Yeah, I don't think we can be irritable. Right, thought I heard something else. I think that was just me getting the stress from that event. Okay, I'm gonna go to the tent camp. Tournament Tales. A small crowd is gathered around a passionately orating to Gino. They seem to be listening intently. Also, we'll do the war after the tournament. Your own skill will only take you so far in a tournament, he puffs his chest. It's those who support or don't support you who decide your fate. Let me tell you of when I became friends with Count Magnus of Kassel. Almost half an hour passes, but it feels like mere seconds. He sure knows how to spin a tale. Chance I get diplomacy lifestyle experience, and 6% chance I just get the diplomacy. I got the experience. Okay. 5 days, and I've qualified for the wrestling. And that gets me the Hasslider trait, which gives me bonus opinion with a bunch of people. Arrayed around the sand, shirtless contestants warm up for their bouts as the herald announces the contest commencement. Some of the competitors rub dirt into themselves, others opt for oils, all looking for a scant advantage in the coming bouts. The wrestling qualifiers have come to an end, and it's clear he'll be put forward for the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd's cheers leave no question as to the favourites. A newcomer called Viegbert, famed in his locality, has arrived, seeking to make a name for himself. And he will be the person who I'm paired against. So he's got 12 prowess and I have 10. But that's not all that matters, although his other stats also look better than mine, mostly. Then say, I'm ready, or I have a bet to place. So we have Count Dietpol, who is pretty good. Altfried, yeah, so they're both better than us. Count Siege, okay, he looks terrible. He's probably going to lose to Zabor. And then Emmerich against Wolfram. Okay, so we're on the lower end of people in this tournament. I think I'm just going to go. I don't think there's an obvious person who's going to win. I'm ready. What was that noise? Before the wrestling contest has even begun, someone has been caught in the act of sabotage. He was tampering with your wrappings, coating them with an irritating unguent. King Vratislav has justly disqualified the wretched cur from the competition. The cheek says Wolfram has been disqualified. I'm assuming that's what the ugh noise was. Okay. Shameless. Choices. A feral shoulder bash from Vigibert thuds into my ribcage and I'm brought to the floor. But he doesn't follow me into a pin. It is with good reason too, as my fist flashes through the air where their head would have been. The feeling out stages of this particular bout are clearly very much over. The two of us circle cautiously. Vigibert with a shadow of a sly grin. It is the calm before the storm, and a wily wrestler uses these moments to strategize. So I can focus on headlocks, which I see as a 55% chance of something good, 45% chance of something bad. Grapples, 66 versus 33. Get him on the ground is 85% versus 13. I think I'm going to go for the 66% chance. My tactic failed. Ooh. Wrestling pinned. The crowd bays for blood as I stagger forward to confront my opponent again. I cuff away a red rivulet from my forehead and consider the fight so far, musing about when I analyse my opponent to ensure success. The bout is close, so close. One mistake by either of us could end it in an instant. So this event happens at the end of every single tournament event that you do, or every round that you do. Basically, they'll have all these options, and you basically just pick the one with the highest number. I mean, you could pick like the lowest one if you want, if you think that you're just going to win, and you only get 20% chance of bad stuff, but we're probably not going to win, so we want to roll the dice. So I'm going to pick 37%. That liver looks vulnerable. It worked, but we lost. Oh well. We can tell you lost because it's moved down to, out. A hand on the shoulder, a deft trip, and an almighty heave. We crash to the floor. All sound is laboured breathing, and farther away the roar of the crowd. A scramble on top of my adversary, straining to press home my advantage. Moments later, Vigibert suddenly catches me off guard. As I try to regain my composure, he knocks me to the ground, pinning me in a vice-like grip. I struggle in vain, unable to break free. The judges call an end. I have lost. Alright. So, we have... How? How did this guy with 3 prowess, how did you get through? We have you, Altfried, and the person who beat us. Yeah, so I think it's probably going to be one of these two who's going to win. Who's next? Yeah, so I think it's going to be those two and then who are going to be next. Okay. Altfried is... Oh, wait, wait a second. It's closely fought, but in the end, this guy threw Altfried from the ring? How did you do that? I guess he's got a lot of intrigue. Maybe he's getting the intrigue events? Okay. Wait, both people with higher prowess lost? That's unusual in the wrestling. Okay. Well, I think the person who beat us is probably going to win then. Let's see. Did he? And it was... Almighty Heave. Same thing that happened to us. And yes, the guy who beat us has won the tournament. Fantastic. At least we got beaten by the victor. Trumpets sound, the crowd clamours, competitors begin to assemble, the contest is over and someone's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials and tribulations, and above all, some truly spirited competition, Vigobert beat Count Sichich in the final. Vigobert is our winner. I must put in more effort next time, I think to myself, watching the victor's arm be raised. So we don't get nothing, no. I mean, we don't get the money and all of the glory and all of that sort of stuff, but we do get the wrestler thing, which is medium health boost for 5 years. Hostile scheme phase lengths are longer, and we get some trait experience. Also, that reminds me of something. You need to switch back to disrupt schemes. We need to stop people killing us in retaliation. I'm going to go to the temple. Let's see if we can find a knight at the temple. God's favors. As Vinislav moves aside to let me approach, I take a solemn moment alone in the church near the tournament grounds. Pondering in the presence of God, I find myself wondering what it is I wish in my heart of hearts to see come from these days of revelry. Say, bring me glory or let me find inner peace. I need the stress loss. Inner peace, please. Okay. I may not qualify. Well, that's not good. I would like to qualify. 17 days to the next location. How many days? 2. Okay. I would like to go to the tent camp. I'm looking for someone to recruit. Bad air. The moment I walk into camp, I'm greeted by a pungent smell. Covering my nose with as much grace as I can while trying not to get sick, I'm approached by Besina holding a handkerchief over his own nose. You should go away, my lord. Contestants are getting ill, harmed by the bad air, she warns me. So there must be an explanation to this, or the tournament must be cursed, or why should I care? Let's try and find the cause. Besina comes back to me with a content smile on her face. I found the source, my lord, she announces, trying to contain her laughter. The guests couldn't find a place to dispose their waste, so they've resorted to dumping it in the river. The bad air carries illnesses, as hypocrites so announced. Sure, I must warn them. I'll make everyone like me. That's good. I might want to go to the tourney ground if I want to qualify for something, but again, that's not really our goal. We don't think we're going to win, so... let's go to the tavern. Fancy a game. The gloom of the tavern is offset by the crackling of the fire and the ongoing revelry of the carousers. I slip past 2 particularly rowdy drunks and sit at a nearby table, empty apart from one figure. A fine night, is it not? Matthias gestures at the ragged crowd. I nod politely. I barely finish returning my head to its position as Matthias whisks a set of dice and cups to the table. Here for a simple game. The fool could play it. We both roll under our cups, and you guess whether your roll is higher or lower than mine. He smiles, a gambler's glint in his eye. Best 2 out of 3. Alright, pass the dice here. The dice rattle and bounce inside their cups before we slam to the table. I raise the side of the cup closest to me, carefully covering the contents. 15. I scan Matthias closely, looking for tells. Matthias's eyes flicker downward once, twice. It's gone almost as soon as it appeared, but the smallest waver can betray the deepest of truths. I may have missed how many dice we're rolling. If it's 3 dice, we have a great roll. If it's 4 dice, it's still pretty good. If it's 5 dice, it's getting worse all the time. But it's still, I think it's still good. I'm going to say my roll's higher. We reveal our dice. It takes an instant for both of us to register I'd won. Ah, well guess, the first round is yours, Matthias' lips smile, but doesn't quite reach his eyes. Next round, the dice rattle in their cups once more. I raise the side of my cup closest to me. The small etchings on the dice reveal the number 3. I rest the cup back on the table and look up. It must be 3 dice, because, with multiple dice we could not roll lower than 3, basically. A slight narrowing of the eyes, a small shift of the weight. Matthias is hiding something. Maybe that roll isn't very high. So mine is lower. We reveal our dice simultaneously, but it's immediately apparent that the 3rd round will be required. We grab our cups and our dice for the final winner-takes-all round. Wait. Was I saying his was higher or lower then? I don't think so. Anyway, I raise the side of my cup closest to me. The small etchings on the dice reveal the number 7. 7's still bad. I rest the cup back on the table and look up. 3 rounds in, and Matthias' tales are becoming borderline obvious. His nose flares imperceptibly when the roll is high. I'm sure of it, but is that just a bluff? My roll is lower. The cups come up for a final time. The small crowd that's gathered round us lean in to see that I'm the victor. Matthias puts on the bravest face he can muster, but his annoyance is clear to see. He pushes the purses we had wagered over to my side of the table and walks away huffily. Just the right side of politeness. I lean back in my chair as joyous as I am mentally exhausted. So I can say, barkeep, the drinks are on me. I lose 15, but I've been paid 50 already. I gain Dice Gambler for 20 years as well, which is quite nice. Makes hostile schemes less likely against us. And again, the nickname the Count of Dice, or Taste of Victory. I'll pay everyone for drinks. Yeah. We'll become the Count of Dice. Alright. It's a good nickname, I suppose. We're not going to qualify for the duel, but it's a good nickname. I qualified? Well, I'm surprised. Contestants march onto the field, taking their places around the sparring quad as the herald announces the contest commencement. The squared off ring is being looked over in the background, rattled and shaken to ensure no one should give a ensuring no give should a contestant crash into it. The dual qualifiers have come to an end, and it's clear who will be put forward to the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd's cheers leave no question as to the favourites. For my first bout, I've been paired against my fellow contestant, Wolfram, who should be better than I am. So who have we got? So we got Wolfram, we got Diepold versus Visibor, close one. We got this guy whose prowess has managed to go down since last time due to a wicked hangover against Emmerich. And then Alfred versus the person who beat us in the previous one. So actually, if we can get through round 1, we've got a good chance of going far. I'm ready. Contested Clemency. Dust puffs up around Wolfram's body as he falls backwards into the dirt. I'm winning this fight and everyone knows it. Amidst the cacophony of noise from the crowd, Wolfram drags himself to his knees and stretches out both arms. Enough! I've had enough, no more, he calls out. I can see from the tremors in his body that it is not my skill alone that causes such a loss of fight. Wolfram fears me. And say never challenge me again, or you should be proud of your fight. I'll say you should be proud of your fight. Okay, so he has resigned. Although that did say that he was going to progress. I still have to do this for some reason. Whatever. Right. Wait, no, it was bugged. It did say Wolfram would go through, and Wolfram went through. So we got disqualified due to him giving up. Alright. Cool. Because it did say that Wolfram will proceed because Wolfram got knocked out. Anyway, Altfried is through to the final against this guy. And the other one is these two are in the final. So I think Altfried is going to win. Let's see. We were cheated out of our contention in this one, but that's okay. Yeah, and again, it says my overhand swing. There's all of this throughout the game. It's getting worse with each patch. All of these events that don't trigger with the right, like, scope. Like, because it's like my overhead hand swing. No, it's not mine. It's the overhand swing between these two. So one of their overhand swings does it. Anyway. That's fine. So, Altfried won, to the surprise of nobody. Okay, and we got Duelist, which is prowess plus prowess for a level of fame. Which is alright. It's a few points of prowess. And now we are done. Conclusion! So, we've got the 2 winners, and I was unable to find any candidates to join the ranks of my knights, unfortunately. I gained some experience in foot though, so we're almost at level 1, which is a point of prowess, and we gained some legitimacy. And now I get to head home. Let's go. Tutor has educated our child and got 1 extra point of diplomacy. 1 stewardship for that child. Wonderful. Let's make our way back. Child of my dynasty. My niece-in-law, Inga, has given birth to a son. Since the little one is part of the Luitpolding dynasty, he should be blessed with a good name. So this is Heinrich's son, who did inherit Fecund. His grandparent is Kuno. He can be called Kuno. That is acceptable. Trailside Bond. While traversing a challenging path in Hohenberg, I hear laughter ahead. My nephew Heinrich and my brother Kuno are working together to cross a fast-flowing stream. Heinrich, your idea to build a makeshift bridge was brilliant, exclaims Kuno. Heinrich replies with a chuckle. And your quick thinking with those vines tied it all together. Seems as if this obstacle has led to a new friendship. I mean, that's fine. They can gain some prestige. Also, I just realized something. I should go in here and just mark you there as someone I want to pay attention to. Ah, my niece needs to go and be educated. Okay. Any of the people who are currently educated got room for a niece? You got room for a ward. Can you educate my niece? Yourself? You will accept. Fantastic. Yeah, wonderful. Go, be educated. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. And we are now back. Wonderful. Gained some horse experience for traveling on a horse. That's us here. So, now I think I want to go to war. You have an alliance with Innsbruck, which is a shared alliance, which we can't do anything with. You have an alliance with München, which is an actual alliance, which is going to matter. But beyond that, it should not matter. I want to press my claims on this land. My allies should be Bohemia, who is not traveling right now, Innsbruck, who won't join, Augsburg, who might join, and Kaiserslautern, who should join. Although, is he the person I just sent the... No, he's not the person I just sent the ward. Actually, he is. Okay. So I might want to wait for him to reply to that ward message. I just want him to reply and say, yeah, I'm going to educate that child. Is she already going? She's already going. Fantastic. You must already have replied, and I forgot. Alright. Heinrich the Ninth. It's time for us to declare our war. Let's go. Call allies. Bohemia, you're the most important ally by a huge margin. Augsburg would not accept because I murdered your... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Kaiserslautern will accept. I'm immediately going to raise my troops. And I'm kind of thinking we retreat to here, if I can. Actually, we probably just retreat to the forests. Wait, what's this? These are plains. Yeah, I'm happy to sit in the forests, I think. We get a defensive bonus in the forests. Okay. And my niece has arrived at his court. That's good. Innsbruck is going to think about coming towards us. Armory break-in. By the blood, those accursed children, my ward Siegfried and his compatriot Bertrada, were caught red-handed having snuck into the armory. Don't they know that weapons are dangerous? Bertrada had hurt herself, but fortunately Siegfried ran outside and grabbed the nearest adult, admitting everything they'd done. Siegfried looks genuinely distraught. I don't think he'll be dishonest ever again. Well, him being honest is fine, I suppose. It is a virtue. The other ones make me stressed. I think you can be honest. Yeah, stubborn, wrathful, and honest. I think that's okay. I'm not hugely against it. So they're going to try and merge up, and they're going to aim for our army here. That's what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to get there. You're trying to reinforce with me, and that's the route you're going to take. Maybe I want to head to the mountains. Just take a step back for a second here. Maybe I'll just wait here, actually, for you. Okay, scheme at court. My spy master has come to me with grave news. He is certain that Kuno, my brother, is scheming against my caravan master Hildegard. I think we let him away with it. I'm not going to imprison him. He is my knight. Yeah, I think we accept that Hildegard may be in trouble. That she is the rival of my nephew, so we accept it. Okay, I can also pardon him if I want to, but we're not quite at that level, but anyway, wait for this army to get to us. There we go. Oh, it's not quite at us yet. There we go. I would like to head over here if you're willing to follow. You are. Fantastic. Am I leading my... Oh, I've learned the language of Vratislav. Fantastic. I will send him a letter. No, I'll just say I feel accomplished. He now likes me a little bit more because I speak his language. mean, he doesn't like me because I'm a murderer, but you know, I speak his language. That's cool. And we're leading the army, right? Yes, and we are the best person to lead the army. Yes. Oh, interesting. That was defaulting to commander skill. In other versions of the game, like previous patches, it was going by commander traits, which is obviously stupid because if you have multiple traits and then like somebody with no skill, they'll be at the top of your list. Commander skill makes so much more sense. Yeah, it's nice that it's sorted by that. Ooh, martial perk, promising prospects. Now we can start looking for marriage for my son at some point. Nice. Okay. I would love to attack that one. Let's wait just half a second, I think. Can arrive in 1 day, 2 days. Okay. Yeah, wait a second. Attack. They are not joining. Oh, they're kind of joining me. Now they're joining me. Fantastic. So one of the armies had decided they were going to go siege the war goal, I think. But yeah, we're okay here. They're going to come and reinforce. This is good. We're going to arrive second, I think. So we're not going to be leading the battle, but that's fine. Oh no, we arrived first. Or at least we have arrived at a point where we can lead. So our pikemen and our light horsemen are being incredibly countered here. We have a bonus in that we have a lot more troops. And we have more knights, although one of ours has 0 prowess, so they don't count, because knights with 0 prowess are literally nothing. Because if you have a look here, what a knight is they are, each point of prowess gives you toughness and damage, so if you have a knight with 0 prowess, you do nothing. You're just, like, you're not anything, you have no toughness. In fact, I suspect you probably if you are in combat, you instantly die, I would suspect, but anyway. Probably doesn't quite work like that, but anyway. There we go. We now have 13 knights, plus we have some people who are actually fighting in favored terrain, which is great. So now we're going to win. Yeah, and then these 400 will join. Now, the 400 don't seem like much, but the 400 are coming with another 4 knights. So in terms of knights, they're giving us a reasonable increase to our army strength. Nice. We've defeated them. So we lost 381 overall, and they lost 1,000. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, pretty good. Anyway, let's head over here to the war goal. It's also worth 50% war score, which is nice. We're going to try and siege the war goal. So we need somebody to come and help us siege, because we currently don't have enough. Yes, somebody did come and help us. Fantastic. And they brought siege units for the other one? Oh, my allies are so good. They're amazing. Okay. Now we siege. They even got through the walls? Oh, that's amazing. Wow, this is going to go so quickly. Now, they might get attacked. Enemy ally joined the war. So this is a mercenary group joined. However, they only have 101... troops, 1 knight and 100 light footmen. That's not going to be enough to turn the war in their favor right now. Oh, form back feud reciprocated. So Margrave Ernst has reciprocated a feud against House Formback, who are the people we're attacking. So they become nemesises because he now hates our dynasty, or our house, because we have attacked him. I am assuming that's the reason, and they didn't separately, you know, form a feud. But basically it means there's going to be lots of things that will happen against each other here. So, good. Good. Right. Continue sieging. I'm deliberately leaving ourselves on speed 4 and not going as quickly as I can. The reason I'm deliberately leaving ourselves there is so I can watch their army go around. Otto comes of age? I completely missed like 2 years of his life. I was like, wait a second, I thought he was only like 14. Anyway, I'm proud to see my son no longer as a child but as an adult. Also a clever child, Otto proved time and time again over the course of his studies that he had a natural affinity for careful planning and more than a little misdirection. He now knows a lot of ways to get what he wants. Most importantly, he is highly aware of the political implications of those wants. So he's an intricate web weaver, which will be 6 extra intrigue. Although, yeah, it actually dropped his intrigue overall. I'm guessing because he had additional intrigue due to, like, one of the children traits, and it's now disappeared. Anyway, or one of the childhood traits. Yeah, we're gonna have to find him an heir, not an heir, a spouse. That's the word I was looking for. I was one step ahead of myself. Yes, the other thing is we are gonna have our next son come of age and the other sons very, very quickly. So we probably need to find marriages for all of them. Also, I'm deliberately not choosing their educations. It's something that I started doing a while back, but I continue doing. The reason I don't choose their educations is because the AI will always choose one of these two, right? It will always choose one of the two good educations. So I'm quite happy just leaving it doing that. And it means that I don't always choose like the same 3 educations and never do any of the other ones. Because usually I would just do like martial or stewardship or diplomacy, I suppose, and I would completely ignore intrigue and learning or like, yeah. And sometimes it was like I would always go for intrigue or, always go for learning or whatever. But yeah, if I just let the AI choose, it means that we get some forced variety basically. And it's always going to be good. Pretty much no matter what. So that's fine. Cousin killed in siege. Beatrix von Babenberg, my cousin, was killed during the siege of Colmar. She's over here. Oh, who is she married to? Heinrich Ezonen. Oh, okay. So I have some cousins once removed over there. All right. It's cool info. It's not really anything. I'm not going to go on a venture, I think. It's not really, she's not really that close, but... Oh, wow, you managed to capture their leader. How long... Oh, they're not even going to continue sieging. Okay. I was going to say, how long have we got left in the siege, but no, they're not even going to continue. Now, is he in my prison? No, didn't think so. So yeah, let's do this. So I get the county of Gessenhausen and the bishopric of Erding. I gain fame, I gain legitimacy, and my allies gain prestige based on their contribution. And then Count Heinrich also loses extra money because he has to pay this person an extra 50 for their contribution. Wonderful. Enforced demands. To the impotent also, may your years be short and miserable. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Count Heinrich IX, the Count of Dice. Wait a second, I'm the Count of Dice. There can only be one Count of Dice. Well, I guess not, because there are 2. Also, that now means that we're winning the feud, because we just won a war against them. Cool. Well, that seems good. We can lawfully imprison my brother. I'm not going to do that. There's an active election in the Holy Roman Empire. Who are they voting for? Ooh. Margrave Ernst of Austria is actually not that, you know, unlikely to get there. Yeah, he's probably going to get there because you're probably going to die before you do. Although, looking at it, actually, probably all of them will die because this guy is 36 and the person in charge is 22. Yeah, I have no idea who's actually going to win that, but anyway, interesting. We have low county control. I need to wait a second for it to count as our land. I'm assuming we don't actually have this. Yeah, we don't have the temple. It's now held by my bishop. Cool, who's now a powerful vassal who would like to be on the council. Somewhere, as I don't really have any place for him to be. That's fine. Let's go in here. Not in here. In here, I'm going to get you now to increase control in this new land. Although, do I have any better marshals now? Nope. You're still my best marshal. Okay, well, in that case, I will get you to increase control. It's going to go slowly, but I'll get you to do it anyway. Yeah, so it's going to take 5 years. That'll be worth it. Anything else that I need to do with this new land? It's the same culture. It's the same religion. So yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think it's just a piece of land for us now to have. So that means that Frontenhausen are very, very weak. It's potentially beneficial for us to look at them and think of whether we can take their land. Also, Bavaria is a duchy, right? Yeah, that's annoying. Also, what's even more annoying is that all the land we have is in the Duchy of Bavaria. which means that we, even if we were to get some more land in this duchy, there's no way of us getting out of it without doing a war against this person. Oh, sorry, against this person at some point. Okay, cool. That's fine. We can do that if we need to. And we need to find somebody to marry my son, which I think might be something we do next time. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.